Hey guys, and today Short and I are doing AFL Q&A episode 18. Getting a couple happening, mate, as I say every week.
Few pages here, mate, which is good.
Only 3, so yeah, we've got things on, so we'll be slightly quicker than normal, but...
You got dinner plans, mate?
Oh, every day, mate, every day of the week. Never stops for me, so... we'll start off with you, Lockie boy. Hi, Tizio 100. Yeah, mate. Just wondering, how many games will Melbourne win next year? I've got down maybe 7 or 8, and they may win that this year, so I think they'll stay around the same or win 1 or so more games.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I think they might improve 1, maybe 2 games, depending how they go, but an improvement.
Yeah, they just unfortunately don't quite have the cattle/game plan for it.
Yeah, tough comp too.
Yeah, it's getting so tough.
Yeah.
You can go next, mate.
We've got Dicko, as usual. We nearly didn't see your questions, mate. Ooh,
Just put it on the one comment so you can say thanks for acknowledging me asking the questions, lads. And the other questions as well, because then we had to click on view the other replies and then your question comes up. So
we're about to start and I was like, I didn't ask any questions, that's strange.
And then I looked through and found them.
But anyway, we'll start off with your old man's. I believe it was, what do you think about Matthew Stokes' future at Geelong? As you probably caught knowing the reviews, I don't think he has much of a future at the Cats. I think he's struggling for impact and probably falls under the category of last year for him. Whether he retires and or gets delisted.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, that's my thoughts on him.
Well, mine's not good. Quite simply. Yeah, he's, as Scotty said in the past, if there's a chance to play a player that's inexperienced or Stokes, he'll pick the younger player on his age. So.
Yeah, I think we echo some similar thoughts throughout here, but do you think Stevie J will play on? Tice, you're a Stevie J man, what do you reckon?
I think we've got someone else asking us that question, and it really depends on how he goes over the next few weeks. If he's not playing good footy, he won't want to play on, but a gut feel, yes, he'll be handy to have next year.
Yeah, he said it himself on the footy show, I think. I mean, if his form is good, then he'd love to play on, but equally, if it's not that flash, he's a pretty proud man. I mean, he doesn't want to limp through to his career. I think he'd pull the pin, so...
I think that goes for any player, regardless of it being my favourite player.
Yeah, for sure. And he was good against the Hawks, so positive.
Nice.
Who do we think will win the Rising Star? It's a 2-horse race, isn't it? Hogan versus Cripps.
Well, that's what the media's talking about. The media's generally right.
Yeah. I think Jesse Hogan will win it, and I think most people agree. But Patrick Cripps, you can't undersell. I mean, it's not because midfielder's a dime a dozen sort of thing.
Duck.
Yeah, like Hogan, he's a key forward. Yeah, he has been outstanding, but Cripps' numbers are unbelievable. He had 19 contested possessions again in a loss.
That's
like
crazy
10 clearances.
Good.
I mean, it's unbelievable numbers. So it's just
can't teach it
for me.
Yeah. I'll agree with you, Matty. Jesse Hogan for mine. He's beaten some of the best key defenders quite significantly, and again, it doesn't surprise me who wins it. Cripps has been absolutely fantastic, and the Supercoach has said that this year. And so Hogan up forward and Cripps in the midfield, just depends what they like more.
Both going to be stars, which leads us to his next question, which is, do you think the Rising Star Award determines a future AFL star? I think it does, mate. What do you reckon?
I think it can, but not always, definitely. Like Jared Rivers won it, and was he a star?
Reece Palmer.
Reece Palmer's another one, so...
Yeah, it's not always
It's the best first-year player, and doesn't mean they naturally... what's the word? They
progress.
They go at the same rate,
Yeah, it's a bit like, is the number 1 pick always a gun?
Yeah.
Not always, but I think...
It's the best 18-year-old at the time, or 17-year-old.
I think it's a pretty good indicator, that's for sure. Finally, do you think you'll have any of your mates appearing on your show? Some of it might not be quite exactly what you asked, mate, because we just scribed it down.
Yeah.
But
who knows, mate? I'd say unlikely at this point. Tough with maybe with a few goal kicking videos, get a few other people involved, but yeah.
Yeah, the goal kicking videos would be fun actually, but maybe over some, mate.
Summertime's a good time for it. And I've got your mate, the Kev.
My pal.
The Kev F21.
Me, Kev and Rancy can go out to the dinner, I reckon.
Yeah,
it's a great chat.
I reckon it'd be a very nice occasion. Cheers for the answers again, guys. Haha, should have cropped out the Ablett poster behind you before naming worst captain guys. Yeah, there's no sour grapes there, mate. My stepdad bought a couple of Ablett frames for me a few years back. Obviously, probably back in 2009, I'm guessing. So, no sour grapes there. And he's the best player probably to have played, but I think there's just been better captains. And the labelling the worst.
17, apparently.
Yeah, the labelling the worst was pretty harsh, but yeah, I was just trying to spark controversy for everyone. That's what I do, especially at train stations. Rank the non-Victorian teams in terms of popularity in Victoria. Well, I've got Shorty answering this one, and we're both probably as equally clueless as each other.
Yeah, it's a really tough question.
How do we know?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, I've kind of based off a little bit of logic and just people I know. Because what else can I really base? I mean, crowd numbers, I guess. But
yeah,
I've gone Sydney, number one, going in popularity. I mean, the South Melbourne link.
Yeah, old mate South
few
Melbourne.
around, and that leads me to Brisbane. Of course, Fitzroy. I know quite a few.
Yep.
Go to Brisbane because they used to do Fitzroy. I went West Coast next, almost because maybe not supporters, but people are sort of jumping on them and getting around them at this moment. So,
yeah, yep.
But they do seem to pull reasonable crowds.
Absolutely.
As do Adelaide. They seem to have just fans all over the joint. It's weird. I mean, they're just
proud footy club.
Yeah, very much so. And again, another Adelaide club, I guess, because it's a football state, maybe more popular clubs. Fremantle I've got down in sixth. Again, it's a bit of a muchness, isn't it? I mean, Freo, the sixth most popular interstate club. I don't know. Maybe in my opinion they are, but I don't know. Well, I know one Freo supporter, but he hardly really cares about it.
Yep.
Mitch. And 7 and 8 are Gold Coast and the Giants. Just naturally, they're new. I don't think anyone really follows them in Victoria seriously, unless you're a young kid just getting into it. So
that's it.
Yeah, there's my little list, mate.
Very nice. Got you on the list this week.
Yeah.
Who are your top 5 most exciting non-Indigenous players? On Dangerfield, Robbie Gray, Jack Stephen, Jesse Hogan, and Dustin Martin.
Nice, mate.
Yeah, they just randomly popped in my head first. So
yeah. I mean,
tough question.
Likewise, I've kind of gone 3 guns that I love watching. I mean, I guess Pritis is a gun, but you don't necessarily find him exciting. So there's a difference there. But Dangerfield 1, Ablett at his best, amazing, as is 5. And I've gone 2 exciting young players, Bontempelli and Jesse Hogan. I just think
very good.
I get excited about footy because they're just exciting guys.
Yeah, I can't disagree there. Interesting question here. Best number 2 ruckman and worst number 1 ruckman. I'd say for the worst number 1 ruckman, Giles or Bell Chambers for the Bombers, whoever that likes to be, whoever's available at any given time. And for the best number 2 ruckman, I reckon Callum Sinclair or Scotty Lysett for the Eagles. They both front up really well as a bit of a foil for Nick Knapp.
Yeah, I think we totally agree on the Essendon one, and I think it's pretty clear cut for sure. Those combinations have struggled all year.
Yeah.
And for the best second, interesting interpretation. I mean, I've gone for the Brisbane option of Leuenberger and Martin.
Yep.
I guess Martin's the number 1 because Leuenberger has been forced forward, so is he still rucking? At times he is, so I guess maybe on a technicality I'll lock in Leuenberger.
Yeah, it's different. So. Second most selfish player in the league and least selfish player. Well, I don't know if you're assuming Jamie Elliott's the most selfish player, but he's on my list and I can't really think of too many other selfish players. It's a very team-oriented game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Elliott's really the only one that springs to
mind. The only one the media's pulled up on, anyway.
Yeah.
Least selfish, well, you can look at goal assists and other things like that. Tommy Lynch seems to get a few goal assists and always passes it off.
Yeah, I found it a pretty difficult
Cam Mooney.
Yeah, I mean, Cam Mooney and Stevie J are the ones that come to mind, but Stevie not so much now because he plays permanent forward. And
tough.
I struggled to come up with one really, mate. I mean, Pritis came to mind because he just sets up so much play and loves that short, dinky pass.
Yeah.
And rarely kicks goals, sort of like Sam Mitchell, I guess. They set up a lot of play, but don't necessarily kick goals themselves. So
no, they don't
it's
like
a tough question though. Yeah,
Certainly.
But there are a couple of names.
And very nice. And he's answered our question too. My dislike for Renz is nothing personal, but from what I see on the footy field, he is a dead set, overrated, self-centered, cocky, lazy, cheating, cowardly flog. A few adjectives in there. He must have some incriminating info on the hierarchy at Richmond to keep on getting games.
I love how he says nothing personal and then proceeds to call him cocky, lazy, cheating, coward, flog.
Yeah, maybe perhaps contradictory there, but I think you'd love him in your team, to be honest, mate. So
maybe take a rain check on our dinner then.
Yeah, next time.
We got the Junkyard Dog.
There's a bit of a comment there.
Yeah, more of a comment rather than a question, but Junkyard Dog fangirl deleted her account a few days ago, lol. Also, I'm not AFL champ. The only person I was JYD Gaming. So, just clearing up some conjecture there is the Junkyard Dog. Thank you, mate. We'll get to your questions later.
Detective Dicko and Junkyard Dog Detective Vice President.
yeah, exactly.
Another favourite, Darth Muse, Tizio 100. Well, I guess he's talking to me. Would you be disappointed if the Cats still listed Steve Johnson? He's been down on previous years. A few Jono questions.
Yeah.
I think he comes up again, maybe. Has been down on previous years, but he's still averaging 20 disposals and chipping in with some goals. These rumours seem ridiculous considering he's an all-time great of Geelong. I know they need salary cap for Dangerfield, but it would be sad to see him leave on bad terms. Well, I think similar to the Dicko's question, it'll depend on his form. I guess I would be disappointed because you never want to see a favourite player going out on a limb, but if he's playing bad footy, will I want him to play on? Probably not. So, those are my thoughts there. Would like for him to stay on because he'd be handy up forward.
Yeah, similar answer to the question Dicko asked, really. I mean, depending on form, that question will answer itself, but there's probably guys that have a bit more of a question mark over them, isn't there? Sort of Rivers, Cal, Stokes, maybe Mackie, and
sounds
quite
good.
a few guys. Yeah.
Beautiful.
AFL football, yeah, I sure do, mate. Anyways, I got overreacted. I don't know why. Here's my question. I think that was in reference to the meeting Darry Joe, wasn't it?
Yep, Darry Joe.
No worries, mate. What player do you think will break the most records?
Most games records, maybe. I'm not too sure. That's just how I'm interpreting it.
Yeah, well, what answer did you give for that one anyway?
Michael Tuck. I just said Boomer just to be fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Most records.
Or most records.
Generally, players are confined to, you can only win a Brownlow, you can only win the Coleman, you can only...
Most records.
I guess you can... The most common combo is a Norm Smith and a Brownlow premiership, but that rarely happens. But,
yeah.
We did interpret as the games because, not too many records to be... They're not really like gold medals in different events kind of thing, but...
Nope.
Harvey, if he plays on. I just sort of threw Ablett out there. I mean, you just never know how long that man can play for. The injury set him back a bit. He's obviously lost about 15 games, but he's on about 284 at the moment, and he could play for 4 more years. You just never know.
Yeah, he's a gun.
Would you rather... I always get worried when a question starts with that, but would you rather be an AFL player who hurts an injured player or sorry to say this, or boo Phil Walsh?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why do people want to know this?
Either way, it's bad. So we look bad regardless of how we answer it.
It's ridiculous.
And I wouldn't do either, mate. I wouldn't boo Phil Walsh, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess if you're interpreting what is
less
worst of it.
What is less worse?
Well, it's far worse to boo Phil Walsh, but then again, I don't go around hitting injured guys either every day.
But so, we're just not those kinds of people. We're decent blokes.
That's what we might think.
Yeah, even though we've only got 2 dead-end answers, would you rather do this or this?
It's anyways.
Can't do much next.
Who will win the Mark of the Year and Goal of the Year? And he thinks Nick Nat versus Geelong, and maybe Eddie Betts versus Freo. I can't disagree with you there, mate. I mean, we had a look through, and I think Betts seems the popular opinion. I actually reckon I like Paddy Dangerfield's in round 1, and it didn't even win it for the week, which is an absolute joke. Wow. Nat Fyfe won it for kicking it into a bloke and then getting it again, and then Just Fife was a flavour of the week, flavour of the month that he got it.
Yeah, he
Dangerfield,
was.
look it up, running, breaks out of centre.
It's actually on our channel, mate.
Oh, it is too.
Yeah, so
So
check it
don't
out.
look it up. Go to our channel instead. Yeah.
Paddy Dangerfield, goal of the year, or something like that.
Jason Ackermanis-esque was beautiful, but I think Nick Nat at the time, said, yeah, it could be nice with you.
Yeah, I find it tough to disagree with you as well, so yeah, I think you're spot on. Assuming you mean the Eddie Betts torpedo left foot, yeah, spot on.
Very good.
The Junkyard Dog is back. Here are my questions for episode 18. You're spot on with that too. Positive. I like how he's got positives and negatives, just knows it.
Yeah.
If Nat 5 doesn't win the Brownlow, who do you think will? I'm on the Paddy Dangerfield bandwagon, and I was quite a number of weeks ago because he just polls so well. Had an ordinary year last year, and he got 23 votes and nearly won it off Matty Britis. So and he's been much better this year. So
Yeah.
he's as good as chance as anyone.
I agree, mate, and I think Pritis will be right up there too.
Yeah, he's gone well.
Canterbury slightly dropped off. So.
He has, yeah, and so has Sydney. So
Yeah.
very nicely done there. What are your 2016 AFL ladder predictions from 1 to 18, and who do you think will win the 2016 Premiership? I've answered your question along with Aussie Video Maker because he's asked me the same question and he's a bit down, so I'll answer it then. And West Coast for the Premiership next year.
No worries, mate. Do you want me to read out my ladder now?
No. You can read it out with Aussie Video Maker so we compare the pair between all of them.
Who'd you say win the play?
West Coast.
Yeah, I probably agree, actually.
Yeah, Hawthorn are going to drop off eventually.
Yeah, one would think.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, so there you go. We'll head to the other ones shortly. Do you think Sydney's Premiership window is closed? Might be negative. Probably is negative because I think so. They haven't been that great this year, and honestly, I don't put them in the same category as where the other three are. Hawthorn, West Coast and Fremantle. They're just a bit down, and to get thrashed by Hawthorn says a lot about the club.
Yeah.
You can't be getting thrashed full stop if you're a chance to win the flag.
Yeah, I think Freo are the oldest list, but I reckon Sydney must be close to second, I'd say. But
yeah, certainly.
Getting older, and I think their window is still open this year because if you make top four, there's a window, but I don't see them making top four next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I believe, and I believe you got to finish top 2, top 3 to be a chance because the last time someone won a flag from top 4 was when Adelaide finished 5th in 98, I think. And that was under a different final scheme. So
yeah.
It's never happened under the current final scheme. So there you go. What would you guys ever do any vlogs on what you do in your life, or would you vlog when you go on holiday or to an AFL game? Probably not. I think we answered this question with Dicko a while ago, who doesn't think we know what he meant. We know what a vlog is, mate. Video log of your life. So getting the camera out and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. That's just not really our thing, I guess. We have mentioned to take probably more photos with things and whatnot, but with certain events. But I don't know. We just don't see the point in it. I guess. Like, who cares what we do, really?
I don't think they're going to venture to YouTube anyway. Yeah.
Nah,
we do on a Sunday or something.
There you go. So, answers that one. Yeah, so is your thoughts?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with you, mate. Yeah.
We're not self-proclaimed enough to want people to know what we're doing, I guess. Hence, similar to our Facebook activity, we just don't really feel the need to post much.
No, not at all.
If you could switch bodies with any AFL player, who would it be? Steph Martin's a brute, so tall bloke.
It's like, are we swapping bodies to be ripped or to be the guys they are? I don't know. I mean, I'd love to be Gary Ablett, maybe love to be Nat Fife, but I agree with you. Martin's, he's a ripped unit.
Yeah, you told me.
He bench press us.
Yeah, for sure. Both of us, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Which AFL, and now it's the negative ones, which AFL player has the worst haircut? Anyone with that bun haircut still looks terrible. Bryce Gibbs comes to mind.
Yeah, Steinberg as well.
Steinberg.
Bit of a stinker as the haircut.
Yeah, it just looks shocking.
And Bundy, Alan Christensen, yeah.
You love the shave side,
Bit of a
mate.
shocker. Bit of a shocker, that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bang, cop that.
No good.
Which AFL team do you think has the most feral supporters? I think West Coast, and I think you're right, and I've got Adelaide there. You could chuck in Collingwood as well.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I put down Collingwood or Adelaide as well.
There you go. So
A wild
common
crowd.
theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty raucous people.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. So we do know what you meant, Dicko. We just don't really know why or how we would implement it. So
Yeah.
there you go.
And we'll move on to the ladder, I guess, from
Yeah,
Aussie Video
Aussie
Maker.
Video- Aussie
Asked a
Video
similar
Maker.
question.
Yeah, go
How
for
do you
it.
think that 2016 ladder will pan out? Well,
It's
Yeah.
nearly impossible to answer it.
I'll read mine out and then give an explanation. But from top to bottom, West Coast, Hawthorn, Western Bulldogs, Fremantle, Richmond, Sydney, Adelaide, Geelong, GWS, Port Adelaide, North Melbourne, Collingwood, Gold Coast, St Kilda, Melbourne, Essendon, Brisbane, Carlton. Now, you can probably throw a huge blanket over, like, maybe even 4th to 13th. I mean, I'm going through this, I'm thinking, yeah, they'll probably finish in the top 8, but I think North could bounce back, I think Port could, I feel like Collingwood could improve, and I've always rated Gold Coast, so really tough.
It's only going to get tougher each year, I think.
Without being privy to draft picks and trade selections and
Free
long-term
free
injuries,
agency.
yeah, it makes it difficult, so...
Yeah, I've just gone out on a limb here. Not too much thought put into it, but enough. West Coast, Western Bulldogs, Hawthorn, Fremantle, Geelong, Richmond, Adelaide, GWS, Gold Coast, Collingwood, Sydney, Port Adelaide, St Kilda, North Melbourne. Don't agree with it, but it's there. Brisbane, Melbourne, Essendon, Carlton. So yeah, and I don't even like that ladder at all. So
yeah, it's really
much for
difficult.
muchness, yeah.
Really difficult question.
So much pending.
Yeah, such an even comp and a lot will change. So
Absolutely.
do you want to do Anthony Grillo, mate?
Oh yeah, I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, go for it.
And I think he asked another one. I think he might have doubled up. So he asked the same question twice and then had a third question on the future one, which I might actually get to shortly.
Yeah.
Hey Tizio and Shorty, big fan of your channel. Keep up the great work. Thanks. for doing
Thanks,
that.
mate. Good to hear.
Yeah, no, we like good feedback. Great work here. My questions. Could you rate North Melbourne's season so far out of 10? Just asking as a supporter of them. I'd have to give them a 6.5. I mean, I don't know, you probably expected them to do better, and the media was saying they'll finish top 4, and I never ever thought they would, and they're a slight sneaky chance, but I wouldn't think so. Probably 6 has been generous because they've responded, and they haven't looked like making finals at certain points at the time of the year. The fact that they're easy draws really helped them out. Yeah, I think they're in a good spot, perhaps better than what it could have been.
Yeah, I've given them a 6 out of 10, mate, and I felt that, I thought about giving them a 5 at times because I reckon their run home is tough. They're a legitimate chance to lose all 3. They could win 2, so I think it goes Fremantle, Dogs, Richmond. So, if they were to miss the 8, you'd almost give them a 4 or a 5. They recruited for the now, and they haven't quite backed up that top 4 finish.
No,
They've been okay, but at the moment, just a 6 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, I guess they didn't finish in the 4 on the ladder, but they did in the finals last year, so
yeah,
against the depleted Cats outfit. Okay, no, you've got the question in there as well, so it's all right.
Swapped it around, I think.
Yeah, swapped around. Who do you think is the next Essendon coach, seeing as if James Hird is most likely going to get sacked? Well, I've just put Mark Harvey as the interim, but in terms of taking over the coaching role, who the hell would want to?
Exactly right. Who would really want that job, to be honest?
So much scrutiny. Anyway.
Yeah, I agree. I think Hird will go, and I will say I don't know, really have a clue who will coach him, but I do think he'll be an experienced coach. I think he will have coached AFL before.
Yeah, you'd have to get through that mess.
Yeah, that's my opinion there.
But no one will ever know what that mess is like, except for James.
Yeah, for sure.
So he's an experienced coach. Next one. What do you think has been the most disappointing from Collingwood in the past 7 weeks, in particular on the field? Not just them winning only 1 game in 7 weeks. I think the lack of second tall options up forward. I think Jesse White's been disappointing. Their lack of depth at times. I think their midfield depth is pretty good, but when it goes up forward, if Elliott's out and Cloak's out, which are 2 pretty big outs for any club to sort of swallow, but they look a bit lost and a bit one-dimensional going up forward. But I don't know. I think they've been pretty good this year. They just in the next coming years, I think they'll win a few more of those games in those 7 weeks. to have a bad stint like that. But no, they'll get better.
Yeah, I think it's that disappointment of failing to take those opportunities. You can only have a limit on how many gallant losses you can have. And they
the
probably had
honourable loss.
5.
Yeah, too many.
And again, sort of failed to convert 8 and 3, wasn't it? To
2 years in a
something
row.
better. So to do that 2 years in a row is disappointing because if
Yeah,
you sort of expect to build on that, but they haven't quite.
not yet. So yeah, thank you, Anthony.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Then we have Zach Allen Davies.
These two blokes probably asked the best questions
Yeah,
in this entire video.
yeah, some good stuff here. Would you like to see State of Origin return? No, I wouldn't, mate. No, I think someone's asked this question before.
It's asked for 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
but
it's
that's
a
alright.
fair question too, but it just doesn't have the meaning it once did.
Yeah,
Reality, Victoria versus South Australia is almost the only one people would care about. And players, there's just no space for it. Players wouldn't risk their bodies.
Yeah.
When would you play it?
yeah. My opinion on this is I don't care, but I've also pretty much what you just said. It just has no place for it in the game, and as you said in the past, would you risk Scott Pendlebury getting a knee injury for a season? And it just puts clubs back too far. No time or place. Footy's so 365.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just so busy.
Yeah, good call, mate.
No breaks.
And next up, realistically, who are the players you want most at the Cats?
He's basically asking who are the best players in the competition.
Pretty much. Who did you have down?
5.
Yeah.
We both probably would have had him.
Yeah, he had players, so plural, so I went for a couple. And I pretty much, if we wanted a defender, who would I want? I'd want Daniel Talia. So,
Yeah,
come along,
not
Daniel.
Ramsey.
No, I'd like Daniel Talia. Yeah.
Yeah, he did alright against Jamie Boy Revell. Yeah,
Midfielder?
Sorry. And and probably Josh Kennedy up for, which I might take from your mouth there.
Yeah, no, not quite.
Jack
I
Darling.
thought I've gone Lance Franklin, surprisingly.
wow.
Just a bit of marketing as well for Lance. But
True.
Nat Fife in the midfield, of course. Nice age as well. And if we want a nice ruckman, then of course come on down Todd Goldstein. Just come down the highway,
Toddy boy,
mate. Thank you
please.
very much.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't say no to that.
No. The next one's a pretty easy one in my eyes. I mean, no disrespect to the other guy, but Dangerfield or Parker, who do you prefer? It's quite clearly Dangerfield at this point.
Who do you reckon I went with, mate?
Dangerfield, surely.
Yeah, I did.
I don't reckon you would 12 weeks ago.
I don't know, mate.
You're
Yeah,
a Dangers hater at one point.
yeah, he's going alright, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's proving himself.
But Parker is a gun, but unfortunately won't see him for a while.
No. Poor blokes. Yeah, a bit awkward, but next
Yeah,
one.
Disappointing.
Yeah.
Are the Gold Coast Suns a failed experiment? Is he?
I think we'll find out more next year.
Yeah.
I can't answer that at the moment, but they've had a failed year, if you like. Yeah,
Yeah.
they would have liked to have done a lot better.
Awful run with injuries, so you're right. We'll see a lot more of where they've come next year. Get a few players back, but I wouldn't say they're a failed experiment. They're just
Not yet.
they're a little off the rails, but give them time.
Come on, Harley. Live, son.
If Ablett stayed at the Cats, would they have won any more premierships? Would they still be in contention?
It's a really good question.
Yeah,
son.
great question, and it does provoke thought, which we like. And to answer your question, would we still be in contention? Potentially. I don't feel like we would be too different because don't forget we did win 2011 without him.
Yeah, and I don't think. Oh, yeah, keep going.
Yeah,
I'll
I mean,
talk about my thoughts in a moment.
Yeah, that's alright. I mean, what I wrote down was I don't think we would have won any more premierships, but we may have been a little closer at times.
Yeah.
We may have.
Prelims. And
Yeah.
Just winning prelims.
Yeah, he may have got us over the line once or twice, but as good of a player he was, at our prime, we covered him in 2011 amazingly.
Yeah, found a way.
Yeah, maybe at this point in time when we've lost a couple of those premiership stars, say this year, we might have been closer to the forefront of the comp, but
Yeah.
good question though.
Yeah, I'd say no. Scarlett reckons if we played, we would have won 5 premierships or something like that.
Oh, really?
Scarlett was few when he play on. But again, as Shorty said, we covered the loss in 2011 and 2012. You saw Ottens go and a few other players, Milburn and plenty of others. So no, I think think what you said was spot on. We would have been maybe closer, that preliminary final against the Hawks in 2013.
Yeah.
We'd probably win that. But we probably win that if we have Chapman and Enright playing without Ablett. So
Yes.
I mean, I don't think we're Gary Ablett away from winning a premiership, and I don't think we're Patrick Dangerfield away from winning a premiership.
Yeah, no, that's a good way of summing it up.
And like West Coast, they have a structure that's set in place that they can win regardless of whether McGovern plays or whether Will Schofield plays. It generally comes down to your structure, and that's why Hawthorn are the best team. They don't have a team of stars, they have a team of good players that can just get the job done and follow a structure.
Yeah.
Buy in to the
good
coach.
points. If you could take a former Cats player and place them into the current team, who would it be?
I like this question too.
Yeah.
It's a tough one because it's like, with the list we have now, you could... Yeah.
Well, it's like any Cats player. If I could chuck anyone, it'd be Gary Ablett Senior. Just to go and watch him, it'd be fantastic. And he's arguably the greatest Cats player of all time, and maybe he or his son, as we've discussed. So, and I put down Scarlett as well because such a key post down back that we would like. Yeah. Even though he's recently retired, just come back, mate.
Come on, Scarlett. Yeah, I went with a couple. I went with Darren Milburn. We're really struggling with that small defensive role at the moment. Dave Wojcinski, I really think we'd like that run-off half-back.
Yeah.
As it's been shown up the last couple of years since he retired in 2012, I'm pretty sure. Gary Ablett Jr., of course. What more can you say? wrong Ablett, but he's been an absolute champion, and you'd welcome him to any team.
Oh, for sure, man. I'd welcome him back in a heartbeat, of course.
We love him. Your next mate is Kate Smith. Thanks for the question too, Zach.
I reckon you're next, mate. I was just reading that one.
Yeah, you were. Well, back to me then. I'm back. Welcome back. Guys, where will Port be next year? Well, if you listen to our ladder, it sounds like we don't think they can be in the 8, but I think our ladder's a load of bogus, to be honest, because I think a load of BS. I think they can make the top 8. But, I reckon you could just back in Ken Hinkley. I think he's a pretty good coach, and I think Port have been a bit struck by injury without making too many excuses and people working him out and whatnot. But I do think Port Adelaide will strike back.
I agree, mate. I mean, their problems have sort of snowballed when they've kind of gotten back. Something else has gone wrong. Teams have worked them out. Yeah. The Ryder experiment hasn't worked. So, yeah, despite what our ladders say, definitely a chance for the top 8, no doubt.
As you said, the blanket have, was it 5th to 13th?
Yeah.
You could just say,
like that.
Yeah, and I agree with you too. I reckon a lot of teams can make the top 8. Just who knows?
Yeah.
Do you think Jay Schultz will leave the Power or stay? Well, there's talk about their salary cap, and when the media talks about players leaving and thinking about contracts and not giving direct answers, it generally means they're going. So I'll go with he'll leave and they might land someone else.
Yeah, I'd be pretty confident that he will leave. Yeah.
There we go. Back in one of the older videos, Shorty said, "Win hard." I think man to say Wingard is overrated. Good old autocorrect. Is overrated. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, may have got that one slightly wrong, but I feel I didn't absolutely just write him off as totally overrated. But I don't like saying players are overrated, but certainly Wingard has a fantastic season.
Yeah,
he keeps delivering.
He's been great.
Kicking fantastic goals and, delivered, no doubt.
Very nice, mate. What's the biggest flogging Port has given to a team, in your opinion? Mine, Hawks this year in the first quarter. Wasn't flogging in the end, but it was a flogging at the time.
Yeah.
Brisbane last year, I think you guys won by over 100 points. That's about as far back as I've gone.
Yeah, I don't go too much further back either, but it pops straight in my mind. Richmond in the elimination final just
that's a good point.
Devastated them, and they were kind of sharp shelf after 3/4 time, and it could have been a lot worse. But those first 3 quarters and that half was
scintillating,
devastating stuff. Yeah.
You've got Oates.
Yeah, Oates. Could be how it's said. Who knows? But hey, mate, a few questions for you. Would you rather play one season of AFL and win the Brownlow, or play 15 seasons of AFL and win nothing? Most would you rathers are stupid, but this one's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
what do you reckon?
I've gone with the 15 seasons, mate. Probably notch up the I'd be lucky to get 300 games, but yeah, you get a couple of games and you'd have a bit more airtime in the AFL, a bit more remembered, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, I was a bit torn with this
But
one.
it's a tough one.
Yeah.
Win nothing. Depends what that means.
Yeah, I guess if you don't win nothing, you win no premierships or BNFs or anything. 15 season, get you a lot of games. It'd help for the pay packet. But
Intriguing.
when I think about it, I'd probably like to win the Brownlow. Yeah.
Intriguing.
I'd like to play. We're doing that quiz in the record and that Brian Gleeson. I mean, he won the Brownlow in 57, then never played again. Interesting, but just a little side note. I reckon I'd almost love to just have one amazing season, be forever invited back to the Brownlow and always on the board. And yeah, tough question.
I don't know the perks of all that. So there you go.
Yeah, tough question, but a good one.
Probably his best question, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, he goes downhill there. He's went downhill. I forgot about that.
Sells himself out.
What would you do if someone hacked your YouTube account and deleted it? Well, it's not my account. What would you do, Toss?
I wouldn't be too happy about it. Yeah, what can you do about it? Are you planning to do it? I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, I wouldn't advise anyone to try and do it.
Have you ever had a stiffy playing an AFL game? No.
No.
We like the game, but not that much.
We don't swing that way.
Do you have a stiffy as you're answering the question right now? Surprisingly, no, I don't.
Nah.
Oh, that one's pretty funny though. The last one's pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm surprised you had a bit of a laugh to it. Usually I'd back you to say a dumb question, but...
It's kind of dumb, but I can see I presume he's kind of taking the piss and...
Yeah, well, the troll face says it all on his little photo, so there you go.
Good point. That's all he's got for us, mate, so you can carry on.
Yeah, well, we had Anthony Grillo on the page here, but it's the same questions, so it's okay. And we got Tizio 100.
This was an absolute piss.
And he's got the photo of me just basically falling asleep in the...
I thought that was classic.
Yeah, you did have a bit of a laugh at it, mate. I can see why you'd say that way.
It's just funny because it's you and because you're a fan.
I felt like I was asking my own question. But, yeah. Hey guys, I'm a huge fan of yours and I just love your videos. Keep them up. Well, I guess you are if you're a Tizio 100 fan. You're spreading around the love.
Yeah.
Here are my questions for you. What is your favourite AFL match you have seen? Probably the grand finals, any Geelong grand final, or home and away, Geelong and Hawthorn in 2012, round 19 or something like that. Yeah. Probably down to a T.
You put down exactly what I put down. All three flags and the Tom Hawkins goal after the siren game.
Hawthorn, hearts are breaking. Yeah, those are just mint clashes. So we get up by 51 against the Hawks, best team in the comp, and they come back in front, and then we win after the siren. Can't beat it.
Amazing game.
Much better than the 2009 one. What was the biggest flogging you've seen a team get? Well, I think we have a few similar ones here, mate. Geelong and Melbourne in 2011, 186 points the win for us, and second biggest victory behind, I think it was Fitzroy, who won by 190 points one day, 1990 I think.
Yeah, no, I put that one down as well, and also when we gave Richmond a nice flogging, what was it, round 5, 2007? Was it round 5?
Round 6.
Round 6, yeah, that's right.
Basically the same.
Yeah, so absolutely smashed them and set us alight. So
great, mate. Next one. What question was the worst question you ever got? Tough to say, but yeah, you get a few trolls, unfortunately. And sorry, Kev, but it seems to put Alex Rance in the hate category, and yeah, that's about it for me.
Yeah, you can probably venture back to last week's Q&A. There,
you were going off chops.
Yeah, I was going nuts, but there's some outrageous ones. And generally, if it starts with "Would you rather," it's generally going to suck.
There you go.
Generally,
usually, you just see those words, and you're like, oh god, not a question. If you could choose 5 players to list from Geelong, who would it be? Well, I wrote down one other which I don't agree with, and then I saw someone you mentioned. Heard someone you mentioned, and then I thought, oh, okay, they'll probably go. They're going anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Smets, Stokes, Simpson, Kirsten. I had Luxford down, but you mentioned Jared Rivers, and he's going at the end of the year anyway. So
yeah. Yeah, I think they're pretty patient with Luxford. I mean, he got a game earlier than maybe we thought, so I reckon he might.
Yeah, he won't go because he was probably picked up in the year before last draft.
Well, I had Stokes, Simpson, Rivers, and question marks on Cowan and Kirsten. I think they love Kirsten too much, so they probably won't do it. Cowan could be unlucky.
I guess if you could choose.
Yeah, no, that's a good
Question,
point.
so-
Well, if I could choose, I wouldn't do this count. I guess so.
Yeah. There you
But
go.
just touching on what might happen, it'll all depend on the retirements and things, and because you
Yeah.
only have to change over 3 players, so we might not have to do this many.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And the last one, who do you think is your biggest fan? I reckon you, mate. Going by that, but I think Dicko takes home the chocolates. Junkyard Dog seems to like asking a few questions, but yeah, Dicko. I think he'd pull out the red carpet for us, to be honest.
Yeah, 100% certainly putting his hand up. And Angela as well. I hope she still watches our reviews, but the original #1 fan.
Yeah, she was.
Tweets us sometimes. And,
Yeah, loves us.
but yeah, Dicko.
Hopefully.
Yeah, you'd have to say Dicko's probably #1 fanboy.
Fanboy,
Cool,
good boy.
fanboy.
Fanboy. Alright, those are all the questions this week, guys. Good on you. So just ask a question and we'll answer it. It's been a nice long video, so yeah, thanks for asking them and keep them going, and we'll keep answering them.
We certainly will, mate. Good stuff today.
Alright, well done, matey. Yeah, thanks for asking those questions. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, share it around to all your mates, and don't forget to subscribe as well. It'd be fantastic. Thanks for hanging around, guys, and we'll see you all next time.